Pursuing magic items. Unless, of course, you're the one getting it, and then you're like, nah, magic items are sick. I'm
I got
all in.
this sword that lets me swing it even faster than I can normally swing it.
Look, here's a sword. It talks.
Hey,
It
I'm
doesn't.
a sword.
It doesn't do anything else, but it talks.
Howdy.
And then you swing it through someone. It's like, I've seen things.
I get vertigo.
Don't swing me so hard.
The,
Feather touch.
yeah, the talking sword that's kind of lame.
Hey, I would really just love to stay on the mantle
Can you
tonight.
polish me again?
You were polished like an hour ago.
Oh,
All right, fine, you big fuck. Come here.
hooray.
But first we gotta whetstone you.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
I don't like it.
All
I've got
right,
sensory issues.
we'll skip the whetstone, you big fuck.
Yeah,
All
only
right.
dry stones for me. Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good morning.
Morning.
It is.
An auspicious day.
Yeah.
An auspicious 40-degree day.
Oh, it's so warm.
Gonna get hot in the studio, folks.
Oh, I'm not
I
keen.
accidentally went into kind of a Harvey Firestein doing that. We watched the last episode of Trigun today.
Jesus Christ. This is the most aggressive you've ever sounded.
This is JoJo's World, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast. Well, today, we're talking about episodes 25 and 26, the finale of Trigun, the man who no longer has 3 guns.
He has no gun.
He's still got one.
Well, yeah,
It's built into his arm, innit?
Nah, we shot it off.
No, the robot one.
Yeah, we shot it off.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. No,
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, fun times. Good show. Got some thoughts, got some notes. Hooly dooly.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy you enjoyed it.
I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Valentine, the other one of the co-hosts.
So, Nick,
Yeah.
enough fucking around.
But that's what... Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about Let's talk about Control too. No, let's talk about Trigun.
These 2 episodes live through, and these 2 eps.
No, before we get into these 2 eps, a couple of thoughts I have on the show as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's occurred to me repeatedly while I've been editing and dropping in clips, but repeatedly forgetting to bring up, is I think the show's got a really effective use of silence. It's every episode basically has some moment where something impactful happens, and then there is either a prolonged period of pure silence or just, the sound of someone's footsteps ringing out or something like that. It always hits really hard. It's always really good.
Yeah. It's just a good show.
I also have thoughts about the overall pacing of it that I've alluded to before.
Yep.
Where I feel like you said something along these lines as we were getting up to it. This really does become a whole different show once we start the Legato arc.
Yep.
And I feel like
And then we get the Knives arc that lasts 1 episode.
yeah, the Legato arc and the finale of it, transitioning into the finale of the show, I think is potentially a little too rushed.
Okay.
I feel like we could have let some of those gung-ho guns breathe a bit more, could have let the Legato resolution breathe a bit more.
Yep.
Obviously, I've only watched the full series once, so I don't have any hard and fast opinions about, if I were in charge, what I would cut or compress to...
the first 13 episodes
Well,
of the show, maybe.
I feel like maybe that episode with the water baron and the sheriff pretending to be his family friend or whatever, you could cut that pretty easily.
Yep,
Maybe another 1 or 2 of the insurance girls don't realize Vash is Vash episodes.
But it's all about how it all comes together, It's
yeah.
like you see them all back and you're like, oh, I remember that. He helped them. And it's like, didn't really matter how at the time. Don't have to talk about why or any reasons why. It's like, but he helped them,
Yeah. Look, I don't think those are all wasted time because it's setting tone, it's establishing the characters. I just, in the imperfect world of only having so many episodes order, I wonder if, and also not having the resolution from the manga to follow.
Yeah.
Perhaps in a perfect world, some other decisions could have been made. But that leads me to my next question I want to put to you.
Okay.
Which is that you've said in the past, Trigun is the perfect piece of media or something like that.
Yes, because it is.
But you've also said
Yeah.
Basically, anytime I've asked your opinion on any other version of Trigun,
Yes.
that they're trash.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So my question for you is,
yeah.
is Trigun, the anime series that we've just finished watching,
Yeah.
is that only good by virtue of being a flawed execution of a creative vision that's kind of mid?
Like of the manga?
Yeah.
Well, the manga's really weird in that it's the same... It's going for the same thing, but the way it does it is quite different.
Yeah.
So I think it just gets lost in the source.
Yeah, what I'm asking you is Trigun, the anime show, only, quote-unquote, the perfect piece of media because it has those structural restrictions on it that fail to... That stop it from falling into self-indulgence.
I think because it's like 26 episodes, they worked with Yasuhiro Naito, clearly, because there's a whole strip in one of the omnibus volumes where he's like, hey, I'm working with these guys. I'm working really hard. I really hope you enjoy it. But because he hadn't finished everything yet, I'm sure he had a vague outline of what he wanted, but these guys are like, we can't just do what you're going to do in the manga, which is just go on forever. So we're going to make the point and then we're going to end the show.
Yeah.
Right? So like, the whole thing of Vash having to come to terms with, hey, I've murdered a guy, this is really bad, is one episode. And then the next episode is, hey, so what's Knives' whole deal? Oh, that's why Vash lives in eternal suffering.
Yeah, I gotta say...
And that's it. And you're like, great.
Obviously, I hadn't seen the final episode prior to about an hour ago.
Yeah, that tracks, yep.
And I had thought that the show, up until then, that the show was... One of the failings of the show was that we have basically nothing to go on in terms of Knives' recent motivations, but I would say the final episode did a good job of giving us some context for that, and then still having time to resolve things in a pretty cool way.
Yeah, and it keeps not resolving, what's the word? It keeps dropping little droplets of like, so this is Knives, and you don't like him.
Yeah.
But you never see the full story until the end, which is fine, but I think it's great. But it's fine, I think, for most people where they're like, yeah, I get that Knives is bad, and they'll make it to the end, but I assume, like, throughout this whole watching experience, you've been like, the fuck is up with this Knives guy? He's no one.
Well, yeah,
because there wasn't that backstory.
I've alluded a few times to Knives as the Queen Beryl of Sailor Moon.
Yep.
And I do feel like, in comparison to that, we know that Queen Beryl is hatching cartoonishly evil schemes and with cartoonishly evil villains for a purpose.
Yeah.
Whereas with Knives and the gung-ho guns, it was kind of just like, yeah, they're out here to kill Vash, but who really knows or cares why?
Yeah, and then at the very end, you're like, oh, that's why. But I think it's one of those...
I mean, we still don't really know. We never got like a... Knives looks at the camera and explains his motivations, but I guess after the events of July City, he's been taking all that time to recover, and has basically been like, well, okay, Vash has said, fuck you to me, so I'm just going to have him killed.
He said, fuck you to me, I'll fuck him to you.
And that's fair enough.
Yeah. And also I think it's very interesting that he keeps saying, oh yeah, I'm going to murder all the humans. And it's like, well, why didn't he just murder them? It's like, well, A, because he didn't have the guns, and we see that in the last episode. And two...
He had the black one though, right?
No, so that year that he spent getting them, and then he immediately tested it, and Vash shot it out of his hands and took it from him.
Yeah.
And then when he got shot again, big July, big thing, obviously that's when he went into recovery. So
he had the black gun, but he didn't have the body at the time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then when now he's like, hey, Vash, I'm going to deal with you.
And then kill all humans.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to make it great.
One thing I really liked, this is obviously the most adult Knives screen time we've seen all the show.
Literally ever.
I really like his design. Maybe this was a deliberate choice, and maybe I'm just reading too much into it. His design and like the proportions of his face just seems like subtly off to me in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's like a parallel between the two siblings where Vash has embraced humanity and Knives has rejected it, Dio style. But I feel like that's kind of reflected in his design, where his proportions all seems vaguely like uncanny valley, just to make him really unsettling to look at.
I cannot like emphasize enough how much I love that he's still in the spacesuit.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't engaged with humanity all this time, and he just simply refuses to. And it's like,
but how did the spacesuit get bigger?
Well, it's a magic spacesuit. I think probably another explanation is they kept finding those old ships.
Yeah,
and
plenty of spacesuits on
new clothes, let's go. But never, hey, we're going to talk to humans who've now made clothing. It's like, no.
They've made clothing, they've made insurance, they've made a million Mad Max villains.
But it's so good. But yeah, I think in terms of just like why it's better than every other adaptation is just because it makes the point it's trying to make and then it stops.
Yeah.
Whereas the manga kind of it just goes places where it gets lost in what it's trying to say. But ultimately I think it's just like you're looking at images and going, that does look very cool, Naito.
Yeah. It has just been very funny for me throughout this whole podcasting process. Obviously, you've been singing the praises of Trigun regularly.
As
but
I
then
have to do.
every time I ask you about the manga, the other version of the manga, the movie, the new remakes, you're like, oh, it's trash.
Nah, you wouldn't watch any of that. Well, it's like, the problem is, the anime is so good, right? Like, it's like Evangelion fans. When they watch OG Evangelion, they're like, no, it's perfect.
Which you haven't seen.
Which I haven't seen. But all Evangelion fans will be like, no, it's perfect because it deals with trauma, it has the best ending, it's ambiguous enough that we all love it. I mean, we all hate the author, but for good reason. And then they make another one, they're like, okay, we're going to get it right this time. They go, well, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. You've lost the whole point. Everything's worse about it. And they're like, okay, hold on. What if we release a different Evangelion, but we'll do it correctly this time? And it comes out and Evangelion fans go, wow, that's hot. Like, that's just garbage. That's all. That's what Trigun's a bit like. Where you're like, it's so good in the anime that when you compare it to all the other things, you just go, yeah, but like that's the point, right? That's what it's driving at. You know, it's like pacifism, idealism, all of these like themes are just like insurance. It's all
Thomas's.
It's all perfectly smushed into like a borderline cohesive vision, and then it goes, and then we're done. And you're like, oh, so what happens? It's like, doesn't fucking matter. Like, the point's made, right? Like, you don't have to indulge in any more world building or anything else. You just go, yep, that was the message that I went for, and it's done. You're like, oh, cool. And it's great. And then you get, you know, the Trigun movie, which is fine. And then you get Stargaze, which is something. But we got the anime.
You watched a few episodes of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I got 4 episodes in and went, I'm fucking done. This is not me, man.
I can't remember what I was talking about, unfortunately. So this is not a good anecdote. Go to yourselves, listeners. But I was talking about some story that they keep just remaking movies of and things like that.
Like Seven Samurai, where it's like...
No, like a...
Oh, like a literal, they keep remaking the same
they keep
movie?
trying to unsuccessfully adapt a good version of whatever this story is.
Right, okay.
And I was like, bravely saying, I think they should just keep doing it until they get it right.
You know, I reckon if we just keep re-releasing Skyrim, one of them's going to stick forever. Like,
it was adapting like a comic into a movie or something like that.
Like The Flash or something.
I mean, a comic I care about.
Like
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Hey, editing timeline Liam here. I just remembered I was talking about the plot of Yakuza 1. They should keep adapting that until they get it right. Let's go.
You know, if they just keep doing it, something will land.
Anyway, why don't we get on into it?
Sure, so I've got an important question for you.
Yeah.
Where was the cat
Oh, I don't think you've ever asked me this before.
in these 2 episodes?
Okay, in the first episode, episode 25...
Correct. Live through.
When Vash was... And we'll get into the brief recap in a moment. When Vash was recovering from his wounds on the veranda, he scritched the cat's...
He scritched the cat's...
cheek, and it bit him and ran away.
He's right.
Swatted at him with its paw.
He's right. He's absolutely right. Where was he in the second episode?
In the second episode, there was a shot of the cat on someone's apron.
Yeah, the happy face. Yeah. Yep.
And then also, it was somewhere else.
We remarked on it. He was having a good time. He was...
when the water started coming down, he was... Yeah, well, in the end credits, he was blissed out in the slop with a can of beer in the river, in the fountain. Yeah, but there was somewhere else in the second episode too.
I don't think there was. I think it was just we got the face and then it was that shot.
No. I distinctly remember there being another prior to that.
Oh no. Have I been swatted down?
That's right. The culmination of this whole irritating bit is that I have defeated Nick if I can prove this wrong.
No. I'm the Trigun guy. I know when the cat go in the thing. I think we'll just never know. Liam is spuriously and furiously.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
He is desperately looking for the cat through the photos. Because that cat was not in the garden.
You're not going to pull up the episode page?
I did. Trigun Wiki gets a lot sparser the further into the show we get.
Well, I don't recall, but I stand by what I said.
I'm going to drink from my smug bottle of wine.
And we'll never know the truth.
Our patrons are going to tear me apart.
So, brief recap of these 2 episodes. In the first one, Live Through, it's around 10 days after the events of the prior episode where Vash ruthlessly domes Legato Blue Summers.
Straight in the head.
Straight Wolfwood style.
Yep. But Legato's not a child. He's just some fucking asshole guy.
That's right.
And that's what separates the Vash from the Wolfwood.
And so they've taken... Millie and Meryl have taken him to the next town over. And Meryl's working as a waitress, and Millie's working as a miner, and they are nursing him back to health. Millie's digging out a well, and that's significant.
Yep.
Meryl makes multiple attempts to form an emotional connection with Vash.
Who, in true Vash style, probably just goes right over his head.
Well, I thought they might have hooked up overnight, Millie and Wolfwood style, because Meryl comes back in the morning to Millie and is like, I didn't get any sleep last night, but in later interactions disabused me of that notion.
Yep.
They're only able to form a true, lasting connection when everyone realizes this is Vash and they want to kill him. Meryl goes on this big diatribe about how no one has the right to take a human life, and...
It's like word for word what Rem has been saying to Vash and what Vash has been saying to
Vash
everyone else.
recognizes that Meryl embodies or has come to embody the Rem ideals, and so looks at her and sees her. I see you, Jake Sully.
Yep.
And then they have a connection. He gives her a big hug. He goes too far. She beats the crap out of him, comedy style.
Yep. And he's like, I'm still injured.
And then the last episode is the first half, more or less
like a montage, kind of
it's a
flashback sequence.
It's the key hits of him and Knives' relationship over 130 years living on this planet. And then after that, it's them shooting each other.
It's like...
The final... You know, all these episodes are broken up into 2 segments with the mid-ad break. The second half of the final episode of this is, I think, what everyone assumes all of this show is going to be when they see the preview images.
Yeah.
Just sick anime gun battles with a guy in a red coat.
Just like, wait, so he's shooting the bullets and the bullets explode, but then he has a wire, but he shoots the wire and now they don't have... So now they're shooting it and you're like, no, but that's 10 minutes.
Yeah. Vash defeats Knives, does not kill him, but declares that he is going to, look after him.
Yeah, he's going to do what Rem asks.
And that he's not going to live chasing Rem's impossible ideals anymore. He's still going to do the right thing, but on his own terms.
Yeah, he's basically been like, you know what? Maybe ethics is grey.
And over the course of 26 episodes, Vash the Stampede has learned to compromise his ideals in an uncaring civilization.
He's figured out, I don't want to kill, I shouldn't kill.
But sometimes you got to kill a guy. But not this guy, though, apparently. Not the guy who wants to kill all humans.
No. Sometimes saying there's always an alternative is really unhealthy and just not realistic.
But maybe he'll take him to stand trial or some shit.
Yeah, maybe he should hand himself in and be like, you know what, you guys take the $60 billion double dollars.
Yeah, Meryl, Millie, you'll put yourselves on easy street forever.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's get into it.
Okay.
So
We
do open, as we've known to do.
We simply must. The year, I've already forgotten. The day, probably a Friday. The planet, no man's land.
Vash spends most of the episode with mussed-up hair that always looks much better than his actual hairstyle.
Oh, how dare you.
He's waking up in bed, he's having flashbacks about what went down last episode.
He remembers everything now.
Shirtless pajamas, big old wounds, scrapes and scripts.
He has a long series of shots of all the townsfolk that were all unconscious, Meryl and Millie being unconscious, and then a dead, smugly smiling Legato just lying on the ground covered in ketchup.
You can tell there's an exit wound in the back of his head because the blood's seeping out there, but you can't see any entry wound from when Vash ruthlessly shot him in the head.
Yeah. The kids weren't ready for that yet. Anyway, I think Meryl
comes in, she's making him soup, and good sequence. They just exchange some casual, like, oh, you're up, keep getting better kind of words. Yep. She goes outside, slumps against the door depressed, and we just hear Vash screaming from within.
Yeah. And like the whole time
screaming.
And the whole time they're talking, you can tell Meryl is desperately trying to be like, don't think about it. Don't worry about it.
It's that classic Trigun dynamic where everyone's pretending they're all right.
Yep. And when we say Vash is screaming, he's
Yeah, it
like...
was effective voice work.
He legitimately is screaming his lungs out. Johnny Young Bosch, he got those fucking chords, you know?
Meryl goes outside and talks to this old
this
man.
guy.
He's this bow-legged old man with brown pants, red vest, red bandana, and Sam Elliott mustache. Hello, Miss Meryl.
Does he have a cane?
Yeah.
Oh, God, he has a cane.
Basically, the townsfolk are letting them stay in one of their many vacant houses in exchange for Meryl and Millie doing labour.
Yep. As was the style at the time. And as they are doing all of this, they're like, well, how's that boy coming along? He getting better? And they're like, yeah, he's getting there. He's getting better.
A huge rock flies out of the nearby well, landing on Meryl, killing her instantly. No.
A big boulder.
Landing right next to her, comedy anime style.
Did you notice
a small boulder the size of a large boulder.
Did you notice that next to the boulder as it comes out, Millie's stun gun ammo is there?
I didn't. Let me take a look.
It might be hard on the phone, but like when it's up in the air, as it's coming up, you can see the
cross?
big cross thing coming
Okay, cool.
out.
I missed that. I assumed she just chucked it with her freak strength.
Oh, God, no. Millie would never.
Then, yeah, Millie climbs out of the well that they're digging out. Strange to put the structure of the well there before you've struck water.
Well, you gotta, right? You gotta dig down so it comes up.
I guess so.
Yeah.
She's wearing a classic miner's overalls and a yellow hat. She looks a little off-model in this episode.
She's not wearing her priest outfit because a loved one has died.
Her priest outfit?
Her normal, like, insurance company outfit.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't call it a priest outfit.
But she's got, like, the drape thing going on.
She's got a big overcoat.
Yeah, but now, she's just a pragmatic worker. She's grey.
I do think it's interesting that they've made Meryl, at least, a journalist in the new show, rather than an insurance agent.
Yeah.
Is that a manga thing?
No, she's an insurance agent in the manga as well. Like, this is, like, almost exactly the same intro as the manga, but...
Except for those 5 anime-only episodes.
Yeah, at different times, but it's like everyone's the same character, whereas in the new one, for some
Vash,
reason...
who is horny as hell.
Yeah. But for some reason, in the new anime, they're like, nah, we're doing our own thing. It's like, okay.
I thought I wasn't going to have to mention horny Vash again. I was going to make an effort not to, but they put it in the second last episode.
But that wasn't Vash. That was just some random guy.
That's right. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
But you just don't like lecherous fellows. Just being all like...
It's such a lame well to go to.
It's just
anyway,
the
I've
90s
gone
anime.
on at length.
Yeah.
So. At length.
So they're there being all like, yeah, I guess the town's getting better, you know. Millie is all like, yeah, I get to work, which means I don't have to think about anything.
I don't have to focus on my trauma at all.
So anyway, that well's coming out great. And Meryl's like, oh. You know, it's not about what's said. It's about what's not said. And what's not said is really depressing.
We continue to get late in the game Millie lore.
Yeah.
Because she's talking, we've had some allusions to this before. She grew up in a quiet, plain little village. Really great, because her family was there, even though there wasn't much else. And she worked in the fields all day, so she's used to hard labor.
Yeah. That's why she's so tall.
I'm sorry about this, Millie. Making you do all the work by yourself, it's not fair.
Don't worry about it. I always work the fields at home, and besides, by keeping busy, I don't have time to think about my problems. In fact, I don't think about anything at all.
That's good. Incidentally, how is the well coming along anyway?
And they see Vash sitting on the nearby mesa.
The cliff face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just staring into the distance, being like, I have to kill knives.
So
or do I?
Yeah, so that's the nice thing, is that we get a lot of flashbacks to the episode where Wolfwood is like, what are you going to do when you find knives?
Yeah, when they're pointing guns at each other.
Yep.
You know, the episode where Wolfwood died.
Yeah.
The best episode of Trigun.
Wow, okay, alright. So, yeah, he's like, what are you going to do when you find knives? And Vash is like, I don't know. And Wolfwood's like, then you're a fucking idiot, aren't you? Like, you don't even know what you're going to do. Are you going to kill him or not? Like, come on. Pick a side, motherfucker.
And he still hasn't figured out what he's going to do.
He's legit just sitting there brooding, being like, I don't know what to do.
And he's just grappling with the weight of his sins, like, Ram, I failed you, blah, blah, blah. What a wet blanket.
You're never going to believe it, but he's crying again.
The girls come up and say he needs to rest more, and he's all, I have to go to Rem. I have to go to where Rem is. Oh, I thought he was going to go to space again or some shit.
He just starts levitating
Yeah.
off. So yeah, he's going a bit crazy because he's like, I just killed a guy.
Total mental breakdown.
And then he collapses, and then he reawakens back in the bed, and Meryl and Millie are just chatting about like, Yeah. Meryl might have feelings for Vash.
They're doing full rom-com third act stuff. Millie yelling at Meryl, being like, you have to act with your heart.
I don't know, Millie. Maybe following him wasn't such a good idea after all. If we hadn't followed him, he wouldn't have had to make such a terrible choice, and things might have turned out differently. And then, he wouldn't have gotten hurt. He wouldn't have had to suffer like this. I just can't stand it.
You're wrong, Meryl. The only reason you followed Vash is because you care about him, isn't that right? It could have happened anyway. What's wrong with taking a stand and acting with your heart? Well, like my big sister always said, never hold back in matters of the heart.
Gee, Millie. Maybe you should be the one that makes the decisions now.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Also,
It's all fine. Like, it's nothing we haven't seen before.
yeah. Also just nonsensical Kingdom Hearts shit where they're like, you have to believe in your heart. And
Heart
it's
of
like,
the cards. Heart of the guns.
Heart of the Trigun.
That's right.
It all makes sense now. So Millie also, I can't remember exactly what she says, but she basically deflects trauma because her family is smart or something like that.
My big sister told me you should never hold back in matters of the heart.
And she should know.
Because she's huge.
She got Wolfwood.
She had Wolfwood.
Damn. Fucking damn.
That they are enthused. They are enthused by their new purpose in getting Vash back to health. Quick montage of them both mining. Love the shot of Millie freaking everyone out with how enthusiastically she's swinging her pickaxe.
She's digging for that water.
Yeah. Meryl is working in a maid's outfit in a bar for all the miners. One of them grabs her ass and she kicks the crap out of him. Ha 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 ha.
It's classic.
Classic.
90s anime.
Yep.
And Vash is depressed.
He's depressed and eating soup. Millie is darning his coat in the night. Look at all the lonely people.
Wait, you mean Meryl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never get that right.
And she stabs herself like, damn it, looks at the moon meaningfully.
Yep. They go off to work again. Vash is sitting on the porch, and someone's doing a delivery to the town. Some nearby truckers.
Yeah, just across the street, some guy's like, hey.
Hey, I sure am delivering food here, and you guys are the only people left alive in this area.
What y'all talking about?
They got big war over there, people are going missing. I'm surprised nothing's hit you here.
Someone in the truck, the driver of the truck, is looking in the rear view mirror. And he sees Vash, and it immediately freaks the fuck out.
He's like, that's Vash the Stampede.
And the
guy we hate.
Yeah, and he calls out to the other guy who's chatting, and he's like, hey, get in the van, get in the van, get in the van, get in the van. And so he gets in the van, and they're out of here, and he's like, that's Vash the Stampede. He's the one who did this. Vash tries to
after the ad
connect
break,
with the cat.
Yeah, he tries to scritch the cat's cheek, and
the cat literally
shoots his head off.
Just straight up, with a massive paw, like slowly raises it up, and then swipes at him.
Is the cat in the manga?
Yes.
Okay.
Like a lot.
The cat is a crucial character in the manga.
The cat is plot important, like the donuts.
I don't think the donuts were plot important. I've got to disagree with you on that.
No, but the donuts are, there's a hole in us all.
If it weren't the donuts, shut up. If it weren't the donuts, it would just be him sitting there having the same reaction.
No, because he has explicitly the whole show, donuts are a symbol of like joy and like goodness in the world, and then he's eating the donuts, and then suddenly he drops them because it's like, I'm not worthy of this. Like,
sure. He hadn't even killed anyone yet.
Hadn't he?
No. I mean, not in the shooting legato sense.
No, you're right, yeah. But he was just like, fuck. Because, you know,
because Wolfwood had died.
Yeah, Wolfwood had died, Brad had died.
Who?
You know that guy. He had hair.
Brad's a bigger deal in Stardust in the manga, isn't he?
Stardust and I don't think so.
Okay, I was watching a Stardust or Stargaze or whatever it's called trailer, and there was like notable Brad.
Really?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
maybe I've just imagined that, but
maybe I don't know. Maybe they were like, you know, that Brad guy, he could have had more screen time. You're like, why?
I mean, anyone could have had more screen time, but it's the wandering Ronin storytelling thing. It's the Incredible Hulk. It's what's that fucking show? I Didn't Kill My Wife.
What? I didn't kill
my wife. I don't care.
Oh.
The Fugitive.
Yeah, The Fugitive, the movie. Yeah.
But the TV version of that, going from town to town, getting into scrapes.
There's a TV version.
Older. The movie's an adaptation of it.
What?
You know, that model of show.
Yeah, where it's like you go from place to place, you get an episode, and then you move on.
Yeah.
You don't need a deep, rich lore.
That's
for
what
every
that's
place
what a
you go
lot
to.
of Trigun is doing until Legato happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And even after that, still a lot.
Yeah.
I'm talking Little Arcadia. I'm talking Eric's.
You're
I'm
talking December. You're talking August.
I'm talking
you're
July.
talking July.
I'm talking various months.
What about May? Did we get May? I think we got May.
I'm talking that town where the plant malfunction happened.
That place with the orphanage.
It still felt like it was going to be a very different show when the plant malfunction episode was happening.
You remember all those episodes where things were just sort of normal and people weren't superpowered freaks?
I mean, there were still a lot of freaks around.
There was that
The
assassin.
big boomerang guy in the first episode.
Yeah, but he's normal. He's just a mechanical guy. He's like, swing.
Constance Rifle. You promised me the return of Constance Rifle, you
Fucking...
No, I was going to call you a word that our American listeners find very objectionable, but I decided not to.
Yeah, look, I had to keep you hooked if it meant you being like...
That's what the hook you promised me
You,
was?
you were so into Constance Rifle.
I just like the name.
You mean Loose Ruth?
Yeah, aka Constance Rifle.
You are still smiling so much.
It's so funny that a guy who doesn't matter at all gives himself that elaborate introduction.
That's everyone in the show who's like, I'm the 6th gun-ho. You could literally have a guy who shows up as like, I'm the 13th
Yeah, but
gung-ho gun. Big fuck nozzle.
I mean,
And
that's
you're
what
like,
I've been saying all
"Whoa."
along, but they're at least part of, like, an organization that has, like, overall
Oh,
plot
meaning,
thrust to
yeah.
it. This guy's just some cunt who's like, that's right, I've got a reputation.
He could just show up and be like, hey, who are you? I'm Big Button Man. You're like,
You really fumbled the bag on that one, Nick.
But he just
End
shows
of
up and
the
you're
show.
like, Big Button.
End of the show, Vash is walking back to town with unconscious
Constance Rifle.
knives slung over his shoulder, and he
Yeah.
just gets domed from behind by Constance Rifle. I
finally
finally
found-
got you, Vash the Stampede. I've been on your trail for 26 episodes.
So that's how you got away from me so often.
Meryl and Vash are sitting on that mesa, staring up at the beautiful galaxy,
And Vash
and they're
is...
singing the annoying
Oh,
song.
I hate it.
So, on the first evening, a pebble from somewhere out of nowhere drops upon the dreaming world. So,
On the second celestial evening, all the children of the pebble join hands and compose a waltz.
I'm sure in Japanese it sounds good, right? I'm absolutely certain it sounds good. But in English, it just sounds weird and bad.
I did like that Meryl seems to just be a bad singer as well. That seems in keeping with her character.
I mean, damn, Lee. Fucking goddamn. Was it really that bad?
I think she was like flat or something, right? I'm not a music person.
Well, neither am I, but... maybe
You
I
are.
am.
That's like your whole thing on the
Oh,
podcast.
I don't know if she was flat, but I mean, you know.
I'd have to watch again.
Yeah.
And we think
Well, I
they
mean, we
have,
gotta watch the
they
whole
have
thing.
kind of a romantic moment.
Yeah, they're
But
sitting there,
It cuts away discreetly.
and she's all
Train
like...
going through the tunnel.
Yeah, she's like, we could just stay in this town forever, you and I. We could
Mm.
just chill here. And he's like, you know what? Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. And then the next day, Meryl shows up to the door. Is like, hey, I'm feeling really good.
Millie's upset because everyone wants to kill them.
And there's a bunch of rude-looking dudes.
Yeah, all the miners are gathering angry around Millie, and she's like, Meryl, help! And meanwhile, outside, the truck drivers are dragging Vash behind them on a rope.
Just on the open dirt and rocks.
The tiny red man, the little gnome who let them
Yep.
stay in the town, is like, please leave immediately, but also we're gonna kill Vash.
Yeah, everyone's like, I can't believe that you tricked us like this. You thought you could harbor Vash the Stampede
The
here?
humanoid typhoon?
That's fucked up, you crazy bitches. Like, yeah! And everyone's like...
Yeah!
And we're all like, no, but Vash, he's not like that. And obviously, Meryl and Millie are like, but he's not like that. And all of these truckers, all these ignorant,
Yeah.
fucking plump
There's
truckers.
this prolonged scene where they beat the crap out of him and tell him that he should be like exulting in his evilness so they can kill him without guilt.
Yeah, and he's like,
But I'm not like that.
yeah, it's like they
But
do
also
things-
kill me.
Yeah, they basically do things like kick him down. It's like, go on, smile, so I can kill you. And then Vash is obviously depressed, so he doesn't smile. And then he like kicks him again, and he's like, you piece of shit.
And Millie runs up and then Christ the redeems everyone. by being-
Meryl?
Yeah, well, I mean, they both run up. But Meryl, she doesn't quite Christ pose, but it's the same vibe.
It's
She's
the
reaching out with her two hands, two palms open, walking towards him, being
it's
like,
the-
no one can kill anyone. You've
It's-
got to be nice.
It's the scene from the Seed ship where Rem is trying to stop, Rowan, I think is his name?
Yeah.
When,
But she was Christ posing.
yeah. But
Crucially.
Meryl is like
Reaching to embrace.
a lazy Christ pose,
Palms upturned.
but her arms are like 45 degrees
Yeah.
rather than 90. And she's like,
Crucially, we've got to describe her posture to the T for this audio medium.
I've watched him for a long time, so I know. It's true that he can't avoid fighting, but this man knows how to live. To live like a decent human being. Shooting him won't help anyone.
Don't feed me your garbage!
And Vash looks up at her and sees a similarity in her with Rem, superimposes her image over her face.
it's funny, it's all cyclical because Meryl obviously has been shaped by Vash's conviction, and Vash was shaped by Rem's conviction,
Blah, blah, blah.
and now it's full circle, and now Vash is like, oh, it's
Wow.
Rem, but
I
it's
could
not
love
Rem.
her because she's like my mum to me.
Oh no.
That's what this is saying.
Oh
right?
no. But yeah, basically, he sees the superimposed Rem head and is like, "That's it. There is hope." And Meryl walks out to the guy with the gun.
Takes
but
the gun from him.
But you're wrong. No one ever has the right to take the life of another person.
unlike on the ship where he gets blown out the airlock, there is no airlock.
Hooray!
We're on the ground. So she puts the gun down, and then Meryl, Millie, and Vash, who knows how long after, are just chatting.
It's sunset, so at least a few hours.
Yeah, and Vash is like, "The hell are you guys
All
doing?"
day, really, if Meryl was getting home at the start of the day.
Yeah. And yeah, basically they're there just going, "What the hell's wrong with you two?" And
Vash gives Meryl a big hug, she's blushing, and she's like, how long are you gonna hug me for? Oh.
and Vash is like, "That's it. People can make mistakes and then move past it."
Yeah, dog, this is what fucking Wolfwood's last words to you were. Weren't you listening?
I'm pretty sure he even hears Wolfwood's...
No, that's next step.
No, during the, oh no, maybe it is next
Yeah.
up. Never mind. And yeah, he's like, "That's it. People. Humans. It's okay." And then he screams at the top of his lungs with a big cartoon face, "This is a great day."
Picks her up and shakes her around hug style.
And Meryl's like, "Can you stop this?"
He's crying with joy, and, we cut to him, like, big anime bruise on his head. She's stomping away angrily with her arms at a 90-degree
Yeah.
angle, like cocked at the elbows.
It's classic. And
Hey,
Vash
I'm injured, remember? Ha.
and Vash, with renewed purpose,
Yep.
shaves.
And again, it's the same thing where once he rediscovers his purpose and conviction, he returns to the very marketable appearance. He shaves, he redoes his hair, he puts his big red coat on.
And Liam goes, "Oh, come on."
The red flower that Rem loved, the geranium. It represents expected meanings, unexpected meanings.
So he's like, it's all about determination. He does a cool flick of the robot gun, and then he looks at his gun, and then I think is this not where he hears Wolfwood?
he hears Knives' voice from something we hadn't learnt yet, and that's
Yeah.
why it confused me while we were watching it.
Yeah.
Because he looks at the gun and he hears Knives' voice say, "I made it. This one's yours."
Yeah. And you literally went, "We don't know where that gun was made yet, do we?" And I went, "Yeah, we do. We just heard it." And then you went like, "Fuck
up,
off.
Nick.
Fuck your shit." And
Fuck off.
And I laughed way too hard. But
He walks past Meryl, who is waiting outside his room, and she says, this is the moment that I guess would be ending the show on, in my prediction last episode,
Yep.
where he walks past her, she says, "You're going, right?" He looks over his shoulder, sincere smile, sincere, authentic Vash smile.
Yep.
"I'm going now, I'm gonna be okay."
You're going, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot better now. Don't worry, I'll be okay.
See you later. Good luck.
Thanks. And thanks for everything.
And Meryl's
Thanks.
like, "But you'll come back, right?"
Of course. Then Millie runs up with the big Wolfwood cross and is like, hey, Mr. Vash, you might need this awesome gun.
But wait a minute, isn't that...
I want you to take this with you. I know it would make Mr. Wolfwood happy. In fact, it would honor him.
And he's like, thanks.
Like, man, it's really fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And Millie, because we remember
Because of
what
her freak strength.
is like, yeah, I guess it is pretty heavy. That's because it's so full of mercy, which is what Wolfwood said.
That's right.
There's like 7 callbacks or something here.
It was dense.
It's so good. And then,
He walks off into the sunset. Meryl's like, I couldn't tell him I loved him.
and now Meryl's crying.
I couldn't tell him I wanted to bounce on it crazy style.
And Millie's like, that's okay, he'll come back. He wouldn't drop you like a hot potato. You're a real catch.
I finally understand what Rem wanted me to do when she said take care of knives. She wanted me to take care of this complete set of steak knives she left me.
I'm gonna go find a whetstone, a good polishing knife.
A whetstone?
That's right.
I'd prefer a dry stone.
Slapping my knee for effect.
A whetstone in this desert planet? I don't think so.
A whetstone in this economy, in this town, localized entirely in your kitchen.
That's right.
May I see it?
Yeah.
Damn, that is wet, isn't it?
Vash walks through the desert in his big coat. Gotta be uncomfortable.
Next
Does
episode.
he feel heat?
Vash, we can only assume yes. Because
Because he feels all other stuff.
he feels love, he feels hate,
hate,
he feels
Feels
heat,
pain.
he feels cold,
Feels so much pain.
he feels horny?
A surprising amount.
Well, not surprising, let's be real.
It just
but
doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
what doesn't make sense about a 90s anime?
It doesn't make
Including-
sense. All the horny Vash stuff.
Yeah.
Juxtaposed with that one moment where all the women in town wanted to sleep with him and he was
Yes,
like,
yes.
no,
So that
I can't be with people.
Yeah, and he's like, am I dumb for rejecting this? Or is this better this way? Because then they won't get involved.
It doesn't feel
know?
like a deliberate dichotomy. It doesn't feel like he's
Yeah.
front and there. It feels like he's just being horny for titillation.
Sure.
And Vash is allowed to be horny.
But not
But he's got
so
to respect
lecture.
consent, and he
Yeah.
can't abduct women and take them into the desert to fuck. These are all the real crimes of Vash the Stampede in this show.
But they're not as bad as what Knives wants to do.
Which is to kill all humans.
And that's pretty bad.
So, Knives is waiting by one of the rare
Green Gardens.
And you could make some guesses about the fact that he's got all these plant powers and the geo plant that made Little Arcadia possible. Maybe he's used his powers to find and do something similar here.
Yep. And it's definitely not a metaphor for the Garden of Eden. Don't worry about it. He's drinking red wine. What color is an apple? Don't worry about it. It's just apple juice. It's fine. Who's the snake
He's drinking
here?
red wine out of a martini glass, like an absolute philistine.
You know why? Because he's not human. He's
he
an
doesn't
arsehole.
understand our ways.
Exactly. He's like, well, I know what I'm fucking doing.
He knows about ice buckets, though.
Well, you gotta chill. the
Knives
fucking-
Millions Ice Bucket Challenge. Go!
He does it and he's like, no emotional reaction. That's because I'm a higher breed.
I'm doing the Ice Bucket Challenge to promote killing all humans. If you're a gung-ho gun, you can do it too.
Top comment.
Legato is like, my master, I must also do the Ice Bucket Challenge.
And then he just misses with
That's
it.
right. Oh, Legato, you suck because you're an imperfect human.
Oh, Legato.
And Mid-Valley the Horn Freak is like, I'm not doing this, dog.
What's Grade the Nine Lives doing? The big robot
He's
guy.
just standing there. He never says or does anything.
Wait, what's the
Dominique the Cyclops?
Monev the Gale doing?
He's like, I'm doing push-ups.
No, is he just like, I won't do
well,
one?
he's in prison.
Yeah, I won't do
Why
one
was
bucket.
he in prison?
I think his father put him there, I think.
And is his father
Well, he was born in prison.
anyone
maybe?
we know or care? Oh, like Bane.
Yeah, like Bane, yeah. But he's based off of Venom,
Yeah.
which I didn't know all these years. Thanks, Patreons.
So now we know the whole deal of the gung-ho guns.
yeah.
And they're basically, making some guesses based on some manga material wiki reading I did in case it informed our conversation at all.
yeah.
The gung-ho guns, I guess in the manga, are associated with this plant cult.
Yeah.
But in this, they're just kind of
Mooks.
Legato's personal soldiers.
Kinda, yeah, I think they're just a specialized set of assassins and or mercenaries who, are like, in some way legendary enough to
Yeah.
work for Knives.
So,
or- yeah.
they are at least fine with the prospect of Knives working to kill all humans, even if it's not something they actively work towards.
Yeah.
It could be a gig's a gig.
Like, they work for Legato, so they're probably like, wait, you want to kill all humans as well? Oh. Yeah, okay, I can work for you, sure, why not? Like, they've abandoned all... They're basically, like, all nihilists.
Yeah, they're all in. They're gung-ho about it.
Yeah, they're not like, yeah, we stand with you. They're just like, yeah, we're here.
Not really any time spent on their motivations or interests.
You don't even
Other
need
than,
to.
like, the samurai guy, Ride the Blade, who just wanted to have a cool samurai fight.
I want to see what it's like to die without dying. You're like, okay, that's a samurai. I got that from looking at you, but damn, son.
So, Vash walks up to...
The Garden
I keep going to say Knives Chow, which is the character from Scott Pilgrim.
He walks up to this poor, sweet, innocent 15-year-old?
High school... No, she's good. No, it can't be a 15-year-old.
I think that's the whole plot, isn't it? It's like, oh she's 15.
She's definitely in high school.
Yeah.
And he's definitely 23, and that's no good.
And they're like, Knives is really young.
But I thought she was in, like, her last year of high school.
Oh, so like 17.
Yeah. Which is still bad, but...
Still pretty bad.
It's not 15.
No.
Anyway,
Unless
regardless.
It is 15. So then they basically have a quick flashback on the ship, where it's like, yep, they were born together on the ship.
In
They grew up together on the ship.
They're space babies.
And then...
we go through their whole history since they crashed on the planet.
Yeah, so before they talk to each other, they're just looking at each other. Vash has got his big cross.
And it's memories.
Knives has got his martini glass.
Of red wine. Insane behaviour.
And then they're looking at each other, true Wild West style, and then 130 years ago.
True Wild West style. The JoJo's World fashion line.
Hi, are you sick and tired of wearing good clothing?
You could look like a fucking idiot with the JoJo's World line. True Wild West style.
Have you ever wanted to wear spurs on your shirt?
We're talking red kerchiefs. We're talking leather vests. We're talking the Jotaro hat.
Hey, look at that. Is that a robot arm? Yes, you can have one too.
It's
There's no gun.
non-functional.
If you try to activate the gun, it just explodes.
If you try to activate your fingers, they don't.
They also explode.
Okay, so they wake up after their escape pod crashed.
Man, you really vashed that one up, didn't you?
And Knives just goes full Joker mode. And like
Yeah.
I said, this is where we start to see, like, his
motivations are being the fucking worst.
And also, like, his visual representations start to become less human. Like, his pupils become, like,
Real small.
tiny.
Yep. He becomes
I wanted to say that in a more
evil.
artful way, but it just entirely escapes me.
A more terrifying way, yeah. So he becomes...
It's classic anime guys going psycho framing, where he's backlit, so you can't... His face is in shadow. Only one of his eyes is visible in the shadow, and it's glowing huge style.
Yep. He's got pointy teeth now. Like real evil pointy teeth.
And he's like, I'm basically the Joker, Vash. I killed all humans.
You killed Rem! The crew! You killed them all!
Yeah, spectacular, huh? They all die. Except, of course, for the fraction who will survive because of Rem's incessant meddling.
He looks like an enthusiastic Sam from Sam and Max.
The rabbit.
Wait, is Max the dog?
I don't know.
Anyway, he looks like the rabbit, who I think is Sam. No, he must be Max. He looks like Max the rabbit.
50-50, Nick. 50-50.
I'm sticking with Max. I'm sticking with Max. He looks like Max when he's really enthusiastic and his teeth go all pointy, his rabbit ears are perked up because he's a fucking psycho.
So they spend a few years just trudging through the desert, getting the lay of the land, talking... This whole sequence reminded me, actually, of a movie that I've technically seen.
Is this just because you've seen a lot of YouTube shorts?
No, I've seen the runtime of the movie, but without any audio. Because I was working in a call center at the time, and it was just on the TV with the sound off.
And it's got like captions on it and stuff.
I think it had captions. I don't quite recall.
Okay, so
it was Wolf Children, I think it's called.
Wolf
Which is
Children?
about a woman who like has sex with an anime werewolf.
Was this an animated film?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And gives birth to like children who are wolves. Like they are between wolves and humans. So
a real teen wolf
they
situation.
like can kind of shapeshift.
Yeah.
They're not like full moon werewolves.
Okay.
They can and then over the course of them growing up, and this is what the movie is about, one of them starts to gravitate more towards being a human, and the other starts to feel outcast by humans and starts to gravitate more towards being a wolf. And that's what these two boys are doing here, even though Knives has already kind of reached the end of his emotional journey.
He's already a full wolf.
He's fully aligned himself with the plight of the plants, their imprisoned brethren, which we still never really delve into.
No.
And Vash, as we know, considers himself one of the humans or among the humans.
Because he's like, well, you can't take the life of another. They are sentient beings. They're like alive.
Knives is all,
Yada,
I'm
yada.
killing the spiders to save the butterflies.
Which is really funny because later we see him in a sleeping bag, and I was like, oh, it's a cocoon, lol.
And I feel like the metaphor doesn't really line up as well, because he describes humans as parasites leeching off the living blood of our siblings, and I guess that's kind of what spiders do when they feed, but they're not parasites, they're predators.
Yeah, but the point being that...
And also, yeah. Anyway, I don't feel like the metaphor really holds up.
The point is, the message is that he's killing things so that, you know, it gets rid of the bad things so that we can live.
Yeah, and sorry, this was the broader point I was driving towards. Throughout this 130 years flashback, Knives has so much more unexplained to the audience knowledge of their powers and how plants work than Vash does, and as a result, than the audience does.
Yep.
And my I guess interpretation of that is by embracing his plant nature and rejecting his human nature. You know, he's able to intuit that more than Vash
100%
has done.
100%. So in the manga, I think I've told you this before. There's obviously this whole bit just sort of drags out where, like, you know, Knives and Vash, they meet and then they do a whole bunch of stuff, but they don't kill each other because all of this happens over like 3 omnibuses of Trigun Maximum chapters.
Right.
Where Knives turns into a big battleship. Like, not metaphorically, he's like, I'm going to take over the world. I mean, literally, he starts sucking in the matter from other plants and turns into a big floating battleship. And then he keeps saying, plants, come to me. I'm going to turn
Lend
you
me
into...
your spirit bomb energy.
Literally, he's like, I'm going to turn you into a battleship. And so he just goes around absorbing everything, turning into a big battleship. That's one of the only things I really remember from the end of the manga. But it's very different to this, where he's just a guy who... He can do the angel arm thing.
I mean, he's been, you know, recovering from getting blown up for 100 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, some inactivity is excusable, I guess. But over the run of the show, he hasn't really done anything to free his imprisoned brethren.
Well, he's been stuck here.
He had those 2 gung-ho guns on the flying ship, destroy the reactors, but I felt like that was maybe killing the plants with them. And I guess maybe if you're trapped in an eternal battery, maybe death is preferable. But who's to say?
Who knows what hell they experience?
Anyway, we don't need to go through all this beat by beat, but the long story short is we get a few different little vignettes of their time growing up.
Yeah.
They go to view humans from afar. There's one moment where one guy like cuts the water line and starts guzzling that sweet liquid. It reminded me of a tweet I've been thinking about a lot recently.
Go on.
Which is someone was like, my girlfriend accused me of drinking the water that she keeps by her bed in the night. So I decided to set a sleep recorder, and I checked it, and there was just the sound of me sitting up, loudly gulping the water, the loudest you've ever heard, and then saying, oh, that's good stuff. And that's what this guy's doing. He's cutting the line going, that's good stuff.
Why was he like sleepwalking?
Yeah, basically.
Why when you're sleepwalking, you're like, oh, that's the good stuff? Like, I would assume that if you're
A
sleepwalking...
good little bit of night water.
like, if you're sleepwalking, wouldn't you be like...
I mean, he might not be sleepwalking. I mean, you know, there's no point in speculating exactly what happened. But, you know when you're like half asleep...
Oh, I know. I am half asleep right now.
You can't do that on the podcast, Nick. Vash and Knives. There's another one where Vash and Knives are sleeping under a mesa, and he really considers caving his brother's head in with a rock.
But he remembers Rem.
Rem was like, don't you cave in your brother's head with a rock.
Take care of Knives. And he's like, I'll take care of him. Yeah, I can't kill him.
Yeah, anyway. Then the most interesting one to me is...
he disappears for a year.
No, before that. Maybe it's after it. I thought it was before. It doesn't matter. They're watching over some humans forming a settlement with one of those big plant light bulbs, which we didn't really see in the second half of the show.
Yep.
And... like, Knives does some plant magic, and the light bulb reacts, and is probably going to have a meltdown or something.
Yeah, that's when they're watching the people with the water.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
Because he's like, look at them.
I could destroy them all right now, and I will.
And Vash is like, don't, and tackles him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he's got plant powers, the like of which Vash can barely conceive of.
Exactly. So then they go to like this
Vash only uses his plant powers to maintain the status quo, the ominous child torture of the plants.
Oh my god. He's not a partisan. He's part of the problem.
Yeah. Like Wolfwood said, refusing to make a choice is making a choice, and Vash is upholding the eternal torture of his plant brethren.
Unbelievable.
So that humans can have power and water.
I liked Vash the Stamp. No,
Vash the collaborator, more like.
Yeah. So then, I think it's like a 2-year gap or something.
Yeah.
They show up at a seeds ship.
Yeah, crash ship.
And Knives is just like, hey, I'm just going to be a little
I'm going to go do some crazy shit.
I'm just going to be right back. Can you just wait here? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And Vash is like, where are you going? He's like, I'll be right back. Right back, bye.
I found it. The damage isn't all that bad. It's usable.
What are you planning to do with this?
I have to go after something I left behind. I'm going to look for it. This might take a little while. I suggest to stay here.
But Knives!
And then a year passes. Vash has just been sitting there for a year being like, I really don't like being alone. It's really hard to be alone. And then Knives is like, oh, hey, I'm back. He's like, oh, what'd you do? And he shows these 2 guns that
I made these 2 guns.
And we're intimately familiar with them.
This one's black, this one's white. And turns out they've both got living plants in them.
And Vash is like, wait, what does that mean? And then he shoots one of the big Angel Arm boom things. And he's like, just 13% output. Well, that's what we got.
Yeah.
And Vash is like, what are you going to do with that?
And so I guess the way... And when he did this shot in the flashback, he just fired the gun and it made the big explosion. But I guess the way it works in the mutating Angel Arm situation is their arm or their plant body fuses with the power of the plant in the gun. And now we know how that all works.
Yes. So Vash immediately is like, what are you going to do with those guns? And Knives just goes,
I'm going to kill all humans.
And then Vash tackles him to the ground. He's like, you can't do that. And he
shoots him with a regular gun.
He takes one of the guns and he's like, I think Knives is like, are you really going to shoot me? Come on, you're meant to point it at the humans.
What are you going to do? Shoot me? Man shot.
Yeah, and then he's like, you shot me.
You know that
you shot me in
man
the leg.
stabbed thing?
In the leg. He's never going to walk again.
What are you going to do? Shoot me? Man shot.
So then he's like, you shot me. And he looks like very distraught.
He's so annoyed and like, he can't believe that Vash shot him.
This is wrong. It's wrong!
My leg. My leg, it hurts. Why? Why? There's so much pain in my leg. Did you shoot me? Did you actually shoot me? I can't believe this. Did you really shoot me? No! Wait! Vash!
Yeah, he's
And
like,
I'm sitting there watching, being like, Vash, this guy killed everyone you ever met. Why are you still hanging out with him up to this point?
Well, because he has to take care of it.
I guess.
That's what Rem wanted.
Guess.
He shoots him in the leg, and he's like, what the fuck's wrong
And then he
with
just
you?
picks up both of the guns and runs away.
And he's just like,
Bye!
And then Knives is like, wait, come back. Oh, fuck,
Fuck,
my
you
leg.
really fucking shot me.
Jesus Christ.
I'm in so much pain.
Yeah, I thought that what's really interesting about this is I suspect that he's never actually felt pain.
Yeah, not like that, certainly.
And he's like, oh my
Brad
God.
did beat the shit out of him. Not Brad, you know, the guy who was basically Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Steve or whatever.
Yeah. But he got shot. He's like, this is so painful. What the fuck is wrong with
It's so
you?
funny how much disbelief he's in that he shot at him.
And it's like, I mean, look, like, I understand he might be like, you're my brother, we're the plants, we're better than these guys, but also...
You shot me.
Killed Ren, killed the humans, like, he's clearly bad. He's like, why did you shoot
and then
me, bro?
Vash runs away and the timeline picks up a bit and we get some quick shots of him getting into some scrapes, meeting up with the people who live in the flying ship. We see he spends, I guess, the
Like
better part of 80 years there.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he's going through their databases one day and he sees that someone who was related to Rem is still alive in July City.
Oh, they're the mayor.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
They had some crazy name. Let me pull it up.
It was like Reverend Rumsek or something.
Rumpus Jones.
Yeah, something like that. It was wild.
Runkus Dunkus.
Hi, my name is Mayor Rumpus Dunkus.
Mayor Rumpus Dumpus. Surf target. All people relate to Lem Sablam.
You know...
Target people, 216. 56 of 216 are main ship passenger.
Oh my God, this guy.
So Rem Save Rem, a.k.a. Lem Sablam,
Lem say blam.
Lem Say Blam is, of course, related to Ruvnunt Bunkus, which, you know, if we sort of superimpose the Lem Say Blam formula into that, we might assume that's like Reverend Bunkus or something.
Reverend Bunkman? I don't know.
Sorry, I'm just looking at this. I always love to look at
the beautiful English mistakes.
No, well, yes, but no, computer stuff on old TV shows, especially anime, where the assumption is on the standard definition broadcast format, people aren't going to be examining this in great detail. Let's just take a quick look. So the year Ruvnunt Bunkus was born was 3078. That might be the first indication of actual Earth calendar we've had in this show.
Yeah, okay. So like a long time in the future.
I mean, it really took them a lot longer to fuck up Earth than I expected.
Yeah, but, you know, still not that long in the grand scheme of things.
Hometown Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio.
That's right.
Oh my God.
The Cleve.
My boy Reverence from the Cleveland.
That's right.
He's been... How the fuck is he still alive?
He studies established a new plant theory.
Ah.
The survival of the crew was confirmed. And that's what we know about Ruvnunt Bunkus.
Ruvnunt Bunkus.
Sorry, Buskus.
Buskus. Oh my gosh, what a name.
So he goes to see Ruvnunt Bunkus in July City, but when he gets there, Knives has killed him.
And this is the scene. That we
hey
have seen
Vash,
before.
you killed him. That's right. Now with no more connections to Rem, you can live with me and we can be cool.
And
I'm doing
Vash,
finger guns.
You are smiling a lot. And Vash is like, the fuck is wrong with you? And Knives immediately is like,
what, are you gonna fucking shoot me again?
And then he's learned this time that Vash will shoot him. And so he shoots him first, chopping off his arm.
Look, yeah, we've
and
seen this
then
before.
We go through
he does the angel arm, July City, Lost July, bit bada bing, bada
memories,
boom.
whatever. And then we go through all the gung-ho guns. It's a brief montage.
Yeah, we do the whole show.
Yeah. And we remember everything, but with the new context, you know? It's all about knowing things. And it's a big greatest hits montage. We get a couple bits where, from Knives' perspective, like, he's
Legato, he's like, I will make Vash suffer, my master.
Yeah. And he's like, we see him getting Vash's arm. He's like, the owner of this arm will suffer eternally. He's like, make Vash suffer, please. And he's like, in his brooding sphere.
And we go all the way up through fighting all the gung-ho guns, Wolfwood doming that kid, Wolfwood dying in the church, doming Legato.
And then up to now, where Knives is sitting at the Garden of Eden, and he's all like, well, brother.
Laughing his damn head off.
He's like, well, brother, did you enjoy your time with the humans?
Yeah, and obviously I'll clip this, but he says, did you have fun living as a human? And Vash smiles sincerely, his opaque glasses change in the light as he raises his head so we can see his eyes full and clear. Yeah, it was the greatest.
Yeah.
He had a good life.
He had a good
he's,
life.
I guess, willing to die here. He doesn't, but he's willing to.
Yeah.
The humans treat you well? Did you have fun, dear brother?
I did, yeah. Best thing that ever happened to me.
And then he, with a great smile, does the first shot from the show where we see him, where he just pulls out his gun, aims at his brother, and then we get a big-ass gunfight.
Yeah, and, you know, I alluded to this show's use of silence earlier. A lot of this second half of this episode is just these two
Breathing,
silently shooting at each other, hatching various schemes. Look, I don't think we need to beat by beat their whole anime battle. It's
highlights.
It's pretty well executed.
It's
given
so
the
good.
you know, obviously that this is an earlier era of animation where you weren't seeing a lot of highly elaborate fight scenes. Lest we forget, this show is not what many people might think it would be when they look at
but I think this
promo images of Vash.
This also harkens more to what the manga is like, in that every single fight scene is like very dynamic, where people are moving. There's a lot of great shots where someone's like jumping, but also aiming, but also thinking, but also like preparing for the next thing. And it's all very like high movement, high action.
Yeah. Vash is doing some of his classic Joseph Joestar bullshit, where he's tied a string around his gun trigger and propped it up against a tree so that Knives thinks he's over there, and then he takes a shot at him with his robot hand machine gun.
Classic human trick.
Knives does a cool thing where he empties out his revolver barrel of bullets and throws them over Vash, shoots them to make them explode.
Oh.
That's cool.
So dope. What was the other cool thing that happens?
They end up in each other's faces, and they're grabbing each other's guns and unloading them.
Oh, that's
and then
right.
reloading them, and then grabbing each other again.
Yeah. And they basically get to a point where they've done the whole, like, oh, we're going to grab each other's guns, we're pointing at each other, and they're breathing heavily. They've grabbed each other's arms, and they only have one bullet in their
That's right, because they both reloaded a single bullet.
Because they can only grab one bullet and load it, and then ka-chunk, and then they're both looking at each other, other arm, with a beautiful handshake. Really. A gentleman's handshake. And they're like,
We're shaking hands.
We're shaking hands right now. I'll kill
we're shaking hands and pointing guns at each other, as we do every episode.
Yeah, but, like, literally, they're face-to-face. Their guns are, at like, right here on their temple. I don't know why I said right here on their temple. They are pointing at their temple, and they have no room for error, and they go click, and then they cock the gun again, click, cock the gun, and then they're just waiting. They're like, oh.
Knives shoulder shoots Vash. He collapses, clutching his wound. Knives, triumphant, activates his dark version of the angel arm. If only there was some sort of name for that. It looks like when Vash's arm mutates, but it's all black with red highlights as opposed to the white with gold highlights.
Because he's wearing a red spacesuit, which is different to a red trench coat.
And he's got the black gun.
Exactly.
And like he gets a sort of angel wing out his back too, which is new to us.
Well, he's got all those plant powers.
Yeah. And then he's because he's shot Vash and disarmed him, he does the same with the other gun, right?
No. So at first he just has the black gun.
Yep.
And then he shoots it at Vash. Mm-hmm. Vash still has his gun.
That's right.
So he does the whole black
big
negating...
Death Star nuke explosion happens, and then we cut to like a huge aerial shot, and within the big white explosion, a black void grows and consumes it.
And Knives is like, he negated it.
We have to ask...
He negated it.
We have to ask and wonder what the plants in the guns think of all this.
They're just there being like, come on, guys, what are you doing?
I think the show rightly doesn't delve into it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could do some fun readings where, or some theorizing, or whatever you want to call it, where obviously Vash's gun has been with him through all of his adventures and, you know, experienced, if it has any sort of sense of conscience or consciousness
we don't know.
Or cognition, you know, it would have seen what he's seen of humanity and maybe...
It's learned and it's gone on his journey with him.
But
whereas
that's
Knives
all
one
just
has
wild speculation.
Knives one has just been sitting nearby next to the sphere that
I'm
he's been
so bored.
And Knives is like, hey, did you hear the joke about the human and the spider? And it's like, yeah, 80 years ago, the first time you said it. It still wasn't funny. That it's like, but the spider eats the human and the human dies. Isn't that good? That's a good one, right? And that gun is like, I just need you to die, Knives. So then...
Knives all, I didn't make these guns to be used like that.
Yeah, Vash is using it to stop destruction.
Like, they're useless otherwise.
Yeah, the only thing that gives them meaning is
the
to
only
prevent
good use of a gun is to kill an evil man with a gun.
Well, he is stopping the destruction from occurring by negating out big...
It's like if you had a gun that could only shoot bullets. Like, that is to say, it could only shoot bullets at bullets.
Oh, and then it deflects them off into space.
Yeah.
And you're like, everyone's saved. Mm-hmm. This is great. It's that.
Knives is getting in on his, ubermensch shit. Like, you're a superior species. Look down on these humans. And Vash is like, nah, lol.
Yeah, literally Vash is like, I disagree.
Fuck you. They have a big Dragon Ball Z beam fight.
So it's like the white destroy energy from Knives' gun is in a weird yin-yang moving dynamic blob thing with the black energy coming from Vash's gun.
Well, hang on, here's something.
Yeah.
And I'm just, again, wildly speculating here. Yeah. We were talking last time about the, as you put it, the seemingly out of nowhere black hole consumption of Chapley Evergreen.
Yes.
So perhaps we can speculate that these guns can create, you know, huge amounts of energy, i.e. the white blasts, or some sort of like
sucky black hole thing.
Vacuum situation.
Yes. So I think that's the implied meaning of it. But the more important philosophical point is that it's negating it, right?
I thought where this might have been going when they were both blasting huge blasts of vocabulary has gone down the toilet. It's hot in the room.
Huge blasts of
when
energy
they were both
stuff.
Blasting ropes at each other. No, I thought it might have been a sort of ending where they, they trap themselves in some sort of pocket dimension forever.
Oh, yeah.
But
they
no,
live outside of time.
Yeah, exactly. That's not where we
mutually assured destruction kind
Interstellar
of thing.
bullshit.
Oh, stop. I hate that.
And Vash can look at his beloved humans forever.
No. So instead, they just tire themselves out. And then they're
They
just
have a little lie to have.
they're just looking at each other like, fuck, what are we doing here? And then
And then Knives shoots Vash.
Knives shoots Vash in the shoulders and the legs,
That's right.
but not enough to like completely disable him, but enough to like get him on the ground.
Now he's got both guns, like I mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
and then he just yoinks the gun, turns both of them
Activates-
into angel arms, and he's like, great, I'm just gonna blow you to fucking smithereens.
And he's like, I'm going to really enjoy this. I could just dome you now that you're disarmed, but going to make this real.
I'm just gonna destroy you in the most disintegrating way I possibly
And
can.
we get the. I mean, I guess he survived one of those blasts, right?
Yeah, 100%, because he wields it, so he's probably immune or some shit.
No,
like
I
that.
mean, like, Wolfwood survived July and put himself back together over 100 years. Sorry, Wolfwood. I was thinking about the Wolfwood thing that happens momentarily.
Oh, yeah.
Knives survived July and
Yeah,
put himself
yeah.
back together over 100
Yeah,
years.
100,
so
yeah.
maybe you need to completely destroy one of these fellas to.
Yeah, maybe. He's like Cell from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, the reason that I mentioned Wolfwood by mistake is because we get the plot critical spirit of Wolfwood speaking to Vash.
Come on, Needle Noggin. It's Needle Noggin. Come on, Needle Noggin. It's right there next to you.
What are you doing, Needle Noggin? It's right next to you. Use it, damn it!
And then Vash.
He realizes
lowers-
that under the ground, all the sand that's been tossed up by
the
their
big
huge
explosion and
explosions,
stuff is Wolfwood's big cross. So
Yeah.
he reaches down.
which I learned from the wiki is called the Punisher Cross.
You're right. What was Chapel's called? Or is that just another The
I don't know.
Punisher?
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, he reaches down through the dust, picks up the cross, lifts it up, and it's the machine gun end pointed at Knives, who suddenly looks very scared.
You're gonna shoot me again? He doesn't say it, but you can tell he's thinking it.
And then Vash shoots him a bunch, and on the angel arms, and they all go up in the air. They retract down. Knives' face is not happy.
My angel arms, how did you know they were the source of my power?
And then remember that Vash still has one bullet in his revolver. He grabs it, jumps over, and he aims at Knives.
Shoots him in the leg again.
Shoots him in the same spot in the leg.
No, his glowing weak point, the leg he was shot in 100 years ago.
Shoots him there, and then he
He
has
must
a
have
little
reloaded
flashback.
because he also shoots the other gun out of his hand, shoots
Oh, maybe.
his other limbs too,
Yeah.
just to completely incapacitate him.
I thought he reloaded for... it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He must have.
Anyway, so
By
he shoots-
virtue of
yeah.
firing more bullets, he must have
No,
reloaded.
as in he shoots, then reloads. and it shoots
Objection,
again.
Your Honor! If there was only one bullet in the gun, how could he have fired 4 shots?
Maybe he reloaded.
You're right. From that we can assume that the murderer definitely reloaded the gun.
Objection! What if plant bullshit?
Ah, I see.
Yeah. Anyway, he shoots him a bunch, and he incapacitates him, but Knives is bleeding out.
How come
bad.
when Frank Marlin tuned up the special gun, he wasn't like, hey, there's some crazy plant bullshit in here?
He probably looked at it, went, wow, that's fucked up, and then just continued on his merry way.
I'm assuming Frank Marlin is anime original.
I actually think he's...
Oh no, you told me this at the time. He was originally anime original, and then Yasuhiro Naito
Yeah.
worked him in because he liked him.
Yeah, I think so. In Maximum somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Knives is on the ground bleeding out, and Vash is like... And Knives is fucked up at this point.
he's
like,
been shot multiple
He's
times.
literally like struggling to breathe.
Vash declares that he will survive.
And we get the last shot of the barrel of the gun.
Apotheosis. And his victory is symbolized back in town by the well striking water and everyone celebrating.
And the well erupts. Everyone's like,
Huge.
yay.
Yeah, like in those movies when they strike oil and like everyone's
Jubilant.
getting incredibly dangerous oil all over themselves. But this time, it's delicious water.
Oh, we love water. Millie comes up to Meryl and is like, you think Vash is going to come back? And Meryl's like, of course, he wouldn't leave a good woman like me alone.
Yeah. Do you think Vash is going to come back? That's right, I'm going to do all sorts of crazy shit to him.
And then just beats him on the head. So Vash, we get some shots of Vash looking out over a bandaged...
He's thinking. He sees the Force ghost of Rem in the distance and is like, that's right, Rem, I won.
And he's like, you know what, Rem? I'm going to follow my own words from now on, but I'm still going to believe in you. But also I'm just going to kind of do my own thing.
I joked to you while we were watching, it would be funny if, like... And when I say Force Ghost, it's just like him projecting her image into the sky. Force Ghost Wolfwood comes up and puts his arm around Rem. Be like, we're going to go away now, Vash.
Vash is like,
What?
wait,
No.
wait, come back. So he's bandaged up Knives. He's got slung him over his shoulder.
And he can walk fine despite his bullet wounds.
Well, he's lived with humans this long. He's not deterred by a little bit of pain in his
that's
leg.
right.
He casts off the
Big red coat.
big red coat, and he's leaving Rem behind.
Because he doesn't need to be determined anymore.
Well, he doesn't need Rem to
That's
be
right.
determined.
He also leaves his white gun behind.
And the black gun.
Yeah, he leaves the tri-guns behind.
He leaves the guns.
Which is, I mean, if they're alive, that is a little concerning.
Well, you got to remember, they're probably not
They're
alive.
not humans. They're just plants.
Yeah,
it's okay
yeah.
to do that to them.
Yeah, they are unexplained entities that we don't need to delve into.
It's okay to use them for power. They're not human.
Exactly. It was the 90s.
Like whales.
Yeah. So he leaves them on the ground, as you would a whale.
And we assume that the desert sands will cover them and they're never to be found again.
Exactly.
Until presumably Knives goes and makes some more, because that's a thing he can do, and
Knives
he's still alive.
Yeah, Knives just remembers, no, I still want to kill them. But we remember the words of Rem, who's like, take care of Knives. Vash walks back to town.
Knives, it's the first of your month. Time for your shots.
Oh.
Vash shoots him in all of his limbs again to keep him docile for another
You
month.
shot me, you son of a bitch.
Just kill me already.
I can't do that, Knives.
I promised.
Yeah, and we get a bunch of shots as the end credits roll of...
the cat blissed out in the slop.
Yeah, the cat with like some beer as he's just swimming through the good vibes of the
Meryl
world.
and Millie smiling as they see Vash in the distance returning to town.
And Vash happily smiling back at them, carrying a incapacitated Knives on his shoulder.
And we end on a sincere smile.
Oh, look at that.
Great.
He's so happy.
That's Trigun.
The best anime ever made. Full stop.
Despite, or I guess we can conclude, because of its flaws.
Exactly. It is a show.
Look, it's no revolutionary girly town.
But that's a whole thing. That's a whole discussion we could go into. And I mean, it's no Dandadan, let's be real.
Couldn't tell you.
Not yet.
Haven't seen it.
Not yet. Yeah. So Liam.
I know I'm gonna look. We'll get into that momentarily.
Yeah. Liam, what are your big old broad big thoughts on?
You doing the crazy frog?
Big thoughts. What are you thinking on the old try?
That's the worst 10 seconds of audio we've ever produced.
Cut all of that. For
Never.
God's sake. What are your thoughts on?
Well,
Trigun?
my highlights and lowlights for this episode were.
No,
That's right. I'm making you adhere to the show.
All right,
format.
fine. What are the highlights and lowlights, Liam?
Highlight.
My highlight is when Vash is fighting Knives. Just the whole fight is just good.
It's good.
It's like on so many levels. It's like it's got, you know, the delving into the philosophical components of stuff, and then what the fight represents.
But also, it was just sick and fun to watch.
And it's like as it evolves, it's like no, we're just having an argument, but also with guns, and we don't have to say words for you to know what's going on. It's like, oh, it's so good.
My highlight was the extended Hundo Years flashback sequence, because that is the context for Knives I've been missing and complaining about for the last 5 episodes.
Oh, more than that. Ever since you saw Knives, you were like, who the fuck is that, and why do I care?
Well, yeah, the last 5 episodes of the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so good. It's just so good.
Lowlights.
I
mean, look, easy pick is the sexually
maid?
harassed maid Meryl.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be in 2 otherwise great episodes.
Yeah. Also, just
Doesn't
like,
add anything.
Just
Not a funny joke.
Yeah. I also am like a half on how long it takes to resolve Vash getting tortured by the truckers.
Yeah.
Because it does take a while.
I guess, you know, I guess structurally they need to, we have to have some sort of climax in this episode.
Yeah, because like when Meryl shows up, you're like, but also it takes a while to get to that point.
Yeah.
And you're
They're
all right.
shooting the full clip next to his head, blah,
Pretty
blah,
much.
blah.
It's like they're doing every single possible thing. You're like, I get it.
And that's the same thing. We've seen that kind of general beat so many times over this episode. Like back in the hostage situation episode in Little New Orleans or whatever it was called.
Wherever it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other hostage situation episode.
Yep. There's just a bunch of times where you're like, okay, I get it. He's getting tortured by people. He doesn't want to be suffering, but he has to be suffering.
Yeah. Anyway, so you had a question for me.
What do you think of Trigun? Just broad
Pretty good.
overall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it becomes a much better show as it goes on. Like, this early episodic adventures were fine. They were establishing tone, establishing characters, but it was not really... It was nothing I hadn't really seen before.
Yeah, the meat.
But once it gets into high gear, I think there's a good story here. I think some of these elements needed more time to breathe in an ideal world. But as we've said several times in this episode, perhaps that would have made them bad. If they would have had time to delve into these ideas and be like, oh, that sucks, actually.
If they would have time to delve into the mechanisms of the plants and why they are all telepathic and can all absorb each other to become a big battleship.
In an ideal world, I think I would have liked a little more agency for the insurance girls. They didn't ultimately actively do much in the plot, but they are just supporting characters.
Yeah. But I do like at the end that Meryl is still just like, he wouldn't want to waste a good woman like me.
Yeah.
I'm sick. Like, I'm cool. I'm like,
Yeah, she's got tickets on herself.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like Vash is like, now to go see that hot bae back home. It's just Meryl being like, motherfucker, I'm a catch.
Yeah.
All right? You're missing out if you're not coming back.
That's right.
It's like, yeah, I like that. And Millie
and I
with
think-
unresolved trauma.
That's right. Millie goes to therapy. Trigun 2. I will say the one. I guess this is my highlight of the whole show because it's the one shot that has been appearing in my head like once
Can
a
I
day.
guess?
Let me finish first.
Okay.
Like once a day since we recorded those episodes.
Is it Wolfwood?
It is not Wolfwood, though that has been like really significant. I've been
Oh.
watching that a lot.
Wait, is it the shot of Happy Millie in like the Force Ghost same episode?
No, you're way
Okay,
off.
all right.
It is the episode with the typhoon where the insurance girls are looking out the window and their Thomases
Thomas-
blow directly through the window pane.
That's the shot.
That is,
The shot.
it's playing in my head constantly.
That is the moment where you went from this show's pretty good to I'm so in.
It's just such a moment.
Yeah, it's so good. It's just like that sort of like comedy, like that vibe of like yeah. So we've
And then
got
they're
kind of,
riding
like,
them through the hotel.
Yeah, it's like a semi-serious but like absolutely zany, off the wall. Oh shit, kind of moment. But it's so good.
It just, like, it didn't contribute to anything. It didn't need to happen. It was just,
Yeah.
like, a little extra sauce that was really nice.
Yeah. It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's just the best show. Like,
Right.
anytime I feel bad, I think about it and I'm like, yeah.
You think about Trigun and then you feel worse because of poor little Vash the Stampede.
There is, I think I've told you about it, there's a great meme of, comfort characters where someone thinks about,
Millie.
Yeah, like, and it's like, my comfort character is like, like Jake from Adventure Time,
Yeah.
because he's just a happy dog doing happy things. And then it's like, Trigun fans, my comfort character is Vash the Stampede, who is eternally suffering and never gets any respite. Even by the end of the show.
We're going into
Yay!
respite.
Yeah, he's just like, it's like everyone else, comfort character, shot of Jake. My comfort character, shot of Vash tearing
Yeah.
over donuts.
I get it. Cool.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, Wolfwood is the secret sauce that makes the show work.
Of course,
and,
of course.
It was
You
all,
will die
It was
on
all
this
just
hill.
fine until he showed up.
Then you were like, he's wearing black, he's got a big gun,
Have we addressed the
Millie in the room.
Biggless Dickless Wolfwood thing?
What do you mean?
There was like a book talk influencer who made some series huge in the last year or so, whose username was Biggless Dickless Wolfwood.
What? Oh, okay. I've not
That's
heard
it.
about this.
I have no further to go in that. I just wanted to
okay.
make sure you were aware of that.
Sure.
Anyway, Nick mentioned it earlier, but we're looking at doing Dan to Dan for our next show.
We got it.
And I already know from our group, our social group's chats,
Yeah.
that I'm not going to like the first episode.
Well, you won't like one bit from the first
Yeah.
episode, and you might not like the vibes of a few bits, but also they are eclipsed by the absolute anarchy that is the rest
Yeah,
of the
look,
show.
I've been, and the reasons that we've picked this show are Trigun, of course, was much more of a perfect predecessor to Steel Ball Run than I
Than you
ever could have
realised.
guessed.
Yep.
So it just the road to Steel Ball Run seems to have taken an abrupt diversion.
We've somehow entered into the short desire path to Steel Ball
Perhaps
Run.
when we get a confirmed date, we'll make our episode prior to that, the Trigun movie or a Trigun Stampede quick look
yeah.
or something.
That'd be alright. Stardust?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Something to do with Trigun.
So, other than that, I've been on a real horror kick this year. I've been getting into a lot of Stephen King stuff, as I've alluded to previously.
That's insane.
Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Control and Alan Wake. And although I haven't seen it, the vague things I know about Dan to Dan kind of hit some notes like that
Yeah.
with like urban mythology, ghosts, aliens,
Yeah. I think it is a show that is...
X-Files stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a show that is built upon a billion references and all like the digger you dig.
You Dig.
The digger you deep the more reference it gets. Like, to the point where I was watching a video on it that was like, did you know that this is actually referencing this one random dance? And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I won't be
Like,
surprised.
it's insane.
This is just speculation because obviously I haven't seen it. I won't be surprised if it hits some of the same notes we were seeing in JoJo's Part 4 when we were looking at the villain of the week, and it was like that was a reference to this Japanese urban legend.
Yes, no, 100%. There's a bunch of stuff that I think aren't necessarily like this directly ties this urban legend, but there's enough there going on where you're like, hey, there's like these kind of things. Did you know? Did you know that they're obsessed with them? And it's like, oh, that's fun. Yeah, it's basically a show about people with special interests.
I'm expecting some kappa to show up.
I wonder if they are kappa. I can't remember.
Various other creatures that I saw in that what's that fucking game called? Ghostwire Tokyo?
Yeah. Great game.
It's fine.
It's mid, but it's great.
It's got good...
it's got good stuff.
Got good vibes. Good tonally, it's cool.
Yeah, it's got...
Conceptually, it's cool. It's just the gameplay's kind of mediocre.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
And that's kind of what I'm expecting from this show.
I think you will be very happy because the production quality on the show is
at last.
It's
finally, I'll be very happy.
The production quality of the show is insane, and they only do 13 episodes.
Is this like a battle manga, or is it like an investigation horror thing?
It's like a battle manga.
Okay.
It's like when I say it's a show about special interests, it's just because people get very, very excited about being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, they're real, oh my god, they're real, and that's like a good 2 minutes of dialogue, and you're like, great, so what are we doing? It's like, well, we're going to kick him in the head.
We're doing some Mulder and Scully shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a great show, and I'd highly recommend it.
Doing Mulder and bigger Mulder.
Yeah, and also everyone loves the female character in that show because she slaps.
Well, she's no Millie, I'm sure.
Oh, fuck no, she's no Millie.
Cool, well, we'll check that out. Check out all that and more next time.
Maybe some other show, who knows?
We're going to take a little one-episode release fortnight window.
Yep.
The most intuitive way of saying that. It's hot in the room.
We're going to take a week break.
Yep. Because it's Christmas time. And also to test our new recording setup. Ooh. Paid for through patreon.com/JoJo's World.
Yeah, it's good. Everything is too expensive. I hate it. But we can afford this. We got the budget.
So look forward to that, you cool babies.
And hopefully we sound better the next time you see/hear us.
Our episodes sound fine. I do a good job with the editing.
Oh, Mr. Editing. They do sound good, you know.
It's not that you would ever know.
No, I never listen to her. I'm scared
Why
to
would
listen.
you? You lived them.
Exactly.
Not that you remember them.
Well, I don't remember
this is
anything.
getting self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Until then, to be continued.